welcome back to an episode of We're again on the Normandy. And it's time for us to have a little check on the ship while we're at it. So, we got the war terminal before, and actually, where's Wrex? Is he also here? Yeah, over there.
Commander, that was a skillful operation back on Sur'Kesh, extracting the female Krogan.
I had help. Mordin knew what he was doing.
Yes, Garrus mentioned the doctor was on your mission through the Omega-4 relay. I'm surprised a Solarian cares about the Krogan.
War is full of surprises.
Rarely the good kind. I'm just happy this one played to our advantage.
What do we got here? Turian ship onto Chunka? Wait. After the Genophage cure? Yeah, wait a minute. I thought I have asked him an awful lot of questions already.
Your men that crashed onto Chunka. How many are there?
Yep.
A platoon.
You said their mission was...
I got this one.
Victus.
My son.
That's all.
So yeah, we got most of his information already in a previous episode, so let's just skip that.
Need something, Shepard?
Depends.
What will you do after the Genophage is cured?
Once we deal with the Reapers, most Krogan will want to settle a score with the Turians and Solarians. I won't let them. That isn't our path forward. This time will be different.
A lot of people will be relieved to hear that. No one wants to repeat history.
They know we'd probably win this time, but war has never brought us anything except misery. It's time to focus on rebuilding.
And this is something that I already
That's
know.
it for now, Wrex. Let's get back to work.
So I don't need to talk to him.
Yeah.
Something wrong?
Oh.
Mordin. He got his tissue sample from me, all right. Let's just say scalpels were never meant to cut where he cut.
Oh, no. No. No.
Need something, Shepard? Anytime.
No. That's not the kind of tissue sample. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Be on the front lines. Why have they got us guarding a door anyway? It's gonna break regs right now.
War makes people stupid. Besides, you talked with Moreau? Electors invaded this ship and kidnapped the crew.
Damn. Okay, I guess we gotta be ready for anything to come through that door.
That's actually a really good question. Why is there a scanner in here? It's like in... like on an airport, pretty much. Yeah, this is basically airport security. I mean, I can understand if this stuff is on the Citadel or whatever, but right here it makes no sense. Yeah, this actually makes no sense. It just stops stuff, see? Then you get throw, and then this happens. I mean, it could be a strategically placed load and unload point, meaning that everything in front of us gets loaded in, and everything behind us gets scrapped. So it's a memory management system. But in this case, just going through both of those doors would have the same effect. But this one here, that's weird. An elevator would actually do the trick as well. Yeah, same thing, but it would feel a bit more normal, more natural.
Cerberus is attacking civilians on Benning. We've been asked to help evacuate the planet.
Oh, yeah, that planet. We need to get there in order to get other stuff. That's perfect.
You know, my lab studied the Rachni. Long-distance communication with no time lag, the ability to control workers, and at close range, the Queen can even speak through dead or dying members of other species.
Glad they're on our side.
If we can develop instant long-range communication without quantum entanglement, maybe when this war is over.
Maybe they are quantum entangled creatures already.
Commander?
So, let's see what we got. No messages here. Righty. Let's just check on Joker. Let's just check on Joker this way around.
Don't worry, Edie. Once the Krogan are gone, we'll get rid of the smell.
While this body has olfactory sensors,
I do not have positive or negative associations with any specific scent.
Oh. Well, lucky you. How's Grunt? Our little tank baby's all grown up, huh?
Apparently he'll be on his feet and killing again in no time.
Well, you learn from the best, Commander. Every time he incinerates someone with a shotgun and does that little laugh, he'll think of you. Edie says it was Rachni down there?
Yeah,
I thought they were on our side after you saved the Queen on Noveria.
it wasn't her fault. She got captured. She's with us now.
Until the next time the Reapers sing a sour yellow note of whatever. Commander?
Shepard, I had a question about human behavior.
Why is it you never have questions about Asari behavior or Turian behavior?
I tried asking Liara questions about the Asari bonding process. She said I do not guard the secrets of the Normandy's crew carefully enough for her to entrust me with such private information. The Asari word she used translates as blabbermouth. I think she has become a more private person since becoming the Shadowbroker.
Yeah, tell me about it.
I think it does not have anything to do with the Shadowbroker.
Hello, Shepard. Hello, Shepard.
Ah, come on. What's the question?
Commander?
I actually wanted to know what kind of question it was, so that we can answer it properly, but no. Alrighty. So, who else is on the ship?
Commander, Admiral Anderson is available in the war room on VidCom.
Oh yeah, that is also another thing. Maybe we can just skip Anderson altogether, because once we do that, some stuff gets probably triggered or something. Let's see. But, yeah, I have to save beforehand, and then we can figure this out. Because I don't want to leave some interaction out about it in the open. That wouldn't be great.
Wasn't the first time I faced Rachni.
Really? You've seen them before?
A few years back, on Noveria, Saren and his minions were trying to extract information from the Rachni Queen.
You saw the Queen?
Hell, we spoke to her.
You spoke? I can't imagine that. The things you've done, sir, they're amazing.
Well, it didn't seem that way at the time. Mostly, you're just clawing your way out of one mess and into another, hoping your ass comes along for the ride. Just one word, Shepard. Grunt. There'll be a lot more dead Reapers now. Siding with the giant spiders again, huh, Shepard? Let's hope this finally pays off. Most people have never even seen Arachni. The Normandy, we're a regular safari tour. If I never see another spider again, I'll die a contented Turian. Unless they have spiders in the afterlife. Damn. Shepard. Shepard.
Alright. So he doesn't seem to like any spiders that much. Nothing in life support. Alright.
Stop beating yourself up. It was crazy of me to ask you to join the Normandy back then.
But I let you down. I let Shepard down. I let everyone listed on that memorial wall down. You had the courage to support Shepard. Joker did. Garrus and Tali did.
But Ashley didn't. Liara didn't. Were they cowards? I think not. Greg, you're one of the bravest and most loyal men I know. You were meant to be here, right now. We have a war to win. So clear your head and focus.
Okay, you win. It will not be mentioned again. Hello, Commander.
Commander.
Commander. Alright, what do we got? No one over here. Alright. None of them reading any books. Very illiterate people. Or unilliterate?
Have we found any new engineers for the Crucible glyph?
5 ex-Sonax Industries scientists who attempted to reverse engineer Prothean technology stolen from planet Garvuk. They're technically still wanted by the Council for hiding Prothean technology. As well, Sonax's part in instigating an illegal war on Garvuk.
I'm sure the Council will forgive that for helping with the Crucible. Extend those scientists amnesty and an invitation.
Right away.
Yeah, let's just get some weird scientists on our side. That would be good. Email from Dr. Locke to Admiral Hackett. Security almost opened fire on the Rachni when their ships pulled up to the Crucible. Admiral, I had to invoke your name more than once before they were let on board. They are following instructions, but my god, do I have to tell you how nervous everyone on the project is to see Rachni stuttering down the halls. They almost gave Professor Lau a fit. I'll let you know how our next staff meeting goes. Dr. Locke. Audiolog Grunt addresses new Aralahk company recruits. Recruit, still don't understand why they put a tank-grown freak in charge of a whole company. Ha! And I don't understand why they gave me whining pijacks for soldiers. I have more years on the battlefield than you have kills, Grunt. Trying to mate with Salarian females doesn't count as fighting. No one talks to. Someone help him up. We move in and alright, so he's just hitting people in the face, it seems.
Busy?
I have time if you'd like to talk. In fact, I could use the distraction.
What's on your mind?
How long it took the Reapers to eradicate the Protheans, and how long they'll need for us. It took them centuries to conquer the Protheans. We're not quite so widespread, but it would still take at least 100 years. It's selfish, but I keep thinking that if we fail, I'm only 109, Shepard. I could live to see the entire cycle come to an end.
And? Yeah, wait.
Only 109, huh?
I know. It must seem strange to complain about a 1,000-year lifespan. I used to think it was sad that most aliens live such short lives. Maybe it's not such a privilege to outlive so many. To witness so much death.
Death isn't the interesting part here. And the war's not over yet. Maybe we can win.
Don't drive yourself crazy about this, Liara. We're still in the fight.
Only because you're still driving it forward. We finally have other leaders on our side, but none will take us as far as you can. Sometimes I wonder how you do it.
Well, one safe game at a time. It's all for you, of course. What? Someone had to, actually, but oh, come on. The thing is, you are so drawn to the options at the top because these are the good guy options. The one on the bottom is always so heartless.
Every time the world's about to end, I think about how mad you'd get if I didn't stop it. I don't know if I could do this without you.
Flatterer.
I try.
I'll see you soon, Shepard.
Okay. Oh, available. No, wait. We got warp. Nice. We got ourselves another ability. Unbelievable.
I've never seen Krogan move with such purpose. It's a little terrifying. Perhaps we can talk later.
I just unlocked an ability. Because of romancing stuff.
Data packet. The results are available on the Information Network terminal.
That makes absolutely no sense. Why does romancing a character all of a sudden unlock an ability? And why is it... Wait a minute, don't I already have warp? That's weird. Or maybe this warp is somewhat different? Who knows? Or maybe some normal abilities also get shared and they are not that special to begin with. Let me just look this up.
That would... perhaps stimulate cell regeneration with a... Could. But should test with...
That's worse.
You should definitely try to speak it out loud, otherwise his thinking process gets all bundled up. So, oh, it's warp ammo, I think. Or is it? Something warp. It could be warp ammo. So, what about this one? Blast vulnerable opponents already lifted by biotics for a damage bonus and weaken the armor of grounded targets. More weapon damage, more damage to barriers and armor. I mean, this is a cool thing, but maybe not. The thing is, fortification is also a cool thing. Keeps us alive very well. The problem is I don't know if I can use this together with the other armor ability. Could be cool though. Reinforce armor using protective focal currents. Purge the currents and send it charged to your gauntlets for increased melee damage. No, we don't want that. Armor piercing ammo, warp ammo. Yeah, choose the one that you like most, but we are not using the weapons that much. Deal massive damage with a biotic body slam. The thing is, we already have other abilities that we could use, so it's a little weird. Disrupt the synaptic harmonics of an organic brain, so it can't differentiate between friend and foe. A single affected target will fight on your side for a short time. Targets grow resistant to the power over time. Dominate is a cool thing. I never actually used that. But Flare and Lash are actually the things I'm more interested in, it seems. Focus and expand all biotic energy to unleash a huge flare that throws enemies within its range, causing massive damage. This is the thing that did tons of damage. Latch onto enemies with a biotic lash to rip them off their feet, dealing moderate damage. Like, even Lash could be a good one. The problem with Lash is, actually I need... the thing is that you have to spend 5,000 all the time. But actually, it's not really an issue. To 800. I mean, I can save. I can just get Lash right now. And thing is, I can only get like, it says reassign, but I can get like multiple powers altogether. So let's see. And there we got ourselves a new power. Would be interesting if we can just learn everything. So let's see. What is this one's cooldown once we are finished with it? 4.8 seconds, actually quite usable. The reason why I want to use Lash is, Lash, is because this one is usable against the shield wearing ones. Like, the explosion is kind of cool and all, but this one is more useful against these kind of failures. So let's see, we can get this one, and a bit more damage over here. Increases damage, increases force and damage of biotic detonation by 50%. But for this to work, I need to get the detonation first. But it could be a good one though. Yeah. Let's go for combination. If you use our abilities wisely, this could work. But the thing is, you have to use some other ability in order to get like a damage over time component on it. Like, you need warp, and then you need Lash. But what I actually need is Lash first, followed by warp or something. Increase recharge rate by another 35%. Do 100% additional damage over 10 seconds. That's actually quite nice. But in this case, maybe lashing out all the time is a really cool idea. Penetrate through shields and barriers, lifting any target without armor, but with reduced force. Give the power a 35% chance of not causing a cooldown, increasing the time that lifted targets can be detonated by 100%. Yeah, wait a minute. How long? Lifted targets can be detonated by 100%. How long do they stay in the air, though? Doesn't tell you how long that happens. Increases force damage and biotic detonation. Increases damage overall. I mean, this one could be a good thing. But I could just reload. Like that.
Doctor.
So, let's see. Let's just learn Flare.
Again? Trying to calculate amino acid decay rate.
You said you would once the tests were done.
Oh, better to die to a thresher maw with shotgun blasting, roaring, rather than to play ambassadorial games with the blood of Shiagar in her veins. Off to fights in Sturian's cant, with diplomats instead of a crant, but she'll be true to Tuchanka's dream, and live and die a Krogan queen. For she is the Krogan queen, hurrah, hurrah for the Krogan queen, and it is a glorious thing to be the Krogan queen. Still prefer patter songs.
Of course. I really had to twist your arm.
Alrighty, so let's look at the dominate thing. Disrupt the genetic of organics. Yeah, could be useful though. Duration 10 seconds, actually quite good. Recharge duration like that, also good. Targets grow resistant to single affected target will fight on your side. A lot of flavor text. Anyway, recharge speed gets better. Duration gets a little bit better. What do we want? Recharge speed, further duration. I mean, the enemy will not last that long, so it would be better for me to. I mean, look at this: 13 or 17 seconds. Compared to 9 or 7 seconds on the recharge. In this case, 9 seconds or 7 seconds doesn't really make that big of a difference. Inflict massive nerve damage to the target, doing 50 points of damage per second. While under the effect of the power, the target does 40% more weapon damage. I mean, this is good. This is actually really good. Makes the ability more usable. The target takes... Wait. It does, yeah. Takes more damage from all sources. If the target takes more damage from all sources, if we use this one, then that means it dies quicker. Therefore, it stops being useful earlier, and then we need to wait until we can use the ability again. So that's actually kind of stupid. But under the effect of the power, the target does 60% more weapon damage and takes 50% less damage. Oh, rages. Okay, this one is actually quite interesting. So what we do want is a large duration and more damage and more rage, and we use basically an enemy in the backline of the combat stuff for our advantage. The problem is this one uses a what? Synaptic, harmonics, and organic brain, so it can't an organic brain. So we can't really use robots or whatever, so we need some kind of hacking ability that would make it better. The reason why I'm just going to reload all the time.
I'd like to hear the song.
The song?
Again? Trying to calculate amino acid decay rates.
You said you would once the tests were done.
Oh, better to die to a thresher maw with shotgun blasting roaring rather than to play.
Yeah, and we got that one all right. So, what else we got?
Off to fight since Turians can't, with diplomats instead of a crant, but she'll be true to Tuchanka's dream and live and die a Krogan queen.
So let's just look at the fortification. Reinforce armor using protector for cold. Slows power use by 50%. This is a bit weird. Protector for cold currents. Patch the current and send its charge to your gauntlets to increase. Yeah, the melee stuff is actually not that interesting. I'm just interested in the damage reduction. So, why is the recharge speed 5 seconds? It's actually quite quick. Reduce speed by when armor is purged. So, increase melee damage bonus by 20% when armor is purged. Increase damage protection by 5%. Increase melee damage bonus when armor is purged. No, we don't want that. Higher damage protection. Increases shield recharge rate by 15%. That's good. Increases power damage and force by 30% by 40. This is good. The problem is I need to test this out in combat, and I don't have anything to test it at. I actually need to look this up. A fortification can be used with attack armor. Would be cool though. Increases power damage and force by 30% while fortification is active. Like, this is actually quite nice. We may not need the shield recharge rate for this. Reduces power speed penalty by 30%. Increases damage protection. Okay, this is actually a little bit iffy. I mean, I do use the abilities all the time, so a high penalty would not be good. Increases recharge. What's the tech armor thing actually good for then? Protect yourself. Then this is recharge, detonation, and impact radius. I mean, it's cool that it does damage, but it doesn't seem to do anything else. Increases damage protection by an additional 5. Increases detonation damage by 30 and impact radius by 30. This one would have been so much more useful. Increases power damage and force by 30% while it's active. Yeah, that's the thing. Melee damage by... Yeah, we don't need that. Reduce power speed penalty by 30. Increase weapon protection by an additional 10. Yeah, you can just... Can I... Okay, tech armor and fortification. Can this actually be used? Let's look this up. Free fortification and tech armor. So, can you combine that though? Does that work? Which includes barrier and fortification. What if Shepard were Sentinel? Would the effects of tech armor stack with fortification or barrier? The only context I have for this is According to the damage reduction effect stacks, it claims that you can reach all the way up to 80%. That's a lot. It is not clear if the cooldown penalty is stack as well. I have now wanted to find that out. Okay, so the damage reduction effects of tech armor and fortification, or barrier, or defense matrix, whatever, do stack, like damage reduction. Tech armor provides up to 50, fortification can provide up to 40, and barrier defense matrix can provide up to 30%. Barrier, and the cooldown penalties also stack. The tech armor and fortification provide minus 50 cooldown penalties, while barrier and defense matrix provide minus 60. Each of these powers can decrease it a little bit. No, it's at launch. Tech armor cooldown penalty was 80%, while fortification was minus 60 and so on. That's not interesting. What about the damage bonus? Interesting. With the strongest character builds for... Okay, I think we found something, because we have an awful lot of abilities already. We don't need other special abilities. Except for Flare, maybe. We should get you to 100% damage reduction. And Reeve, interesting. Interesting. So I can use fortification. I really need to test this out. I mean, we would hit like a freight train and basically never die. That's actually a really good idea. Yeah. Looks like we are going to use fortification a lot. Or like in combat activate it, and if we don't need it, we can deactivate it again. It's a very interesting ability. And for now, we do have a decent amount of credits, so everything should be fine. Interesting. The reason why I had to look this up, though, instead of testing, is because I don't want to waste the 5,000 credits constantly. Alright, so anyway, we got fortification. Let's just get this one, and then we have to select one of those two. So either we go with damage protection, which is actually the idea here. Increases melee damage bonus. Yeah, in this case, the melee damage bonus is not really that important. What's more important is the power damage that we can get from here. Power speed penalty, damage reduction by 10%. I think I have to take this one. We do get reduced stuff, but I would just want to use it to increase the damage of my abilities. So let's take this one. Alright, wonderful.
She is the Krogan Queen, hurrah, hurrah for the Krogan Queen, and it is a glorious thing to be the Krogan Queen. Shepard, Eve ready for travel to Tuchanka.
You always defended your Genophage work. What changed your mind?
Never change mind. Genophage proper decision at time. New circumstances necessitate course correction.
Those circumstances being?
Reaper invasion. Turians doomed without Krogan support. Krogan need unified threat, outlet for aggression, cooperative symbiosis.
Nothing else? No personal stake here?
Getting old, Shepard. Not many years left, but still best candidate for project. Few Solarian scientists interested in Genophage. None with my expertise. Had to be me.
Someone else might have gotten it wrong?
Possibly. Stakes too high for inexperience. But not about them. My work. My job to put it right. To prove I can.
Right. Okay, so I need to ask him about other stuff, but this is a standard question, really. Let's see.
How is she doing?
No fever currently. Heart rate elevated, likely stress. Eating appropriately. Could use another blanket, something soft. Prefer to let her recover fully before synthesizing cure. My medical recommendation.
My people don't have time for that.
Her opinion, somewhat different.
You care about her?
My patient, my responsibility. Found her at STG base. 3 doctors injured trying to restrain her. Undid arm restraints. Didn't resist when she grabbed me. Promised to help her. She said, please.
Have you determined why she's immune?
Genophage targeted hormone production during pregnancy. Modification project used same modality. Her immunity, totally different. Targeted glands now obsolete, like human appendix. Other glands mutated to produce proper hormones, enable viable birth. Also explains her weakness. Gland substitution imperfect. Health trouble.
You think you can make this work for all Krogan?
Yes. We'll use Eve's tissue to produce mutagen, alter gland function across entire species. Must improve mutagen as well, tune hormone production. Long-term illness for all Krogan otherwise.
What can you tell me about the Shroud?
Climate regulator. Counteracts radiation damage to Tuchanka's atmosphere from nuclear war. Particles emitted from main tower form layer that mitigates ultraviolet bombardment, prevents atmospheric escape of necessary elements.
And your people put it up?
Yes, when uplift process began. Demonstration of goodwill to Krogan, stabilize climate, impress population. Combined with technological gifts, easy to gain Krogan support against Rachni.
Yeah.
So, we did the right thing by saving the data?
Indeed. Would be much harder to treat Eve without it. Maybe impossible.
And all those experiments we saw back on Tuchanka?
Monstrous, repulsive, but now with purpose. Victims didn't die for nothing.
Nice talking with you, Mordin.
We'll be here if you need me. Continuing to study Shroud in meantime.
Right. So, the other stuff is basically something that we already know.
Something else, Commander?
How did you get involved in Malin's experiments?
The other females and I volunteered. We heard Malin was trying to cure the Genophage for Clan Aralahk.
Aren't they a rival clan?
Rivalries are the invention of the males. Under their rule, Tuchanka has laid in ruins for over 1,000 years. It's time females took back our place in society and resurrected our future. Malin was our best hope.
Wonderful. So, but this is everything that I already... Yeah, already got all the information in the previous episode.
Would you go to Malin again?
Absolutely. It only takes one candle to light a fire, and then the darkness is no more.
I'm sorry none of the other females survived.
I know. The youngest one, Kern, was the last to go. But she knew she would enter the void free of this curse, and then smile when she looked down upon the children of Tuchanka. Her spirit will be the midwife to my firstborn.
That's just a little note to everyone else making dialogue options like this. If you can redo the same dialogue multiple times, like if you can undergo this one or repeat the dialogue, whatever, like this one, make sure that dialogue options that already have been done are checked or something, like grayed out or whatever. They just have to look a little bit different so that you know that if there's new stuff that you can find it, because sometimes you just forget what all of those things were. Then just, yeah, you remember, then you're like, oh, okay.
I found Malin's lab. It looked like a dungeon. His experiments were brutal.
We learned that too late. He meant well, but his methods grew more barbaric as he went. We finally escaped into the rubble. Eventually, a Solarian team found us. They saved our lives. We were so sick.
Thanks for talking to me.
It's my pleasure, Commander.
Right. So, at least we got one good thing coming out of all of this. This is the fortification spell. Ability. Whatever. Same thing. Where do we go now? Ah, yeah, we could check engineering again.
Rachni, that must get your mouth watering.
Can't do a story. That's as classified as it gets.
I suppose it would cause a panic, but wouldn't the news drive up recruiting?
It might also piss off a Krogan with diplomatic immunity. No thanks.
Okay. That's very interesting. Okay, what did I say about the previous instance of her reporting? I mean, she said that it was an opinion piece, yada yada yada, and they should do this and this and this. This was actually the thing that I didn't quite like. her trying to put her opinion and idea into the news. That was actually something that was driving the whole thing. But the reasoning why I found this somewhat bad was because it was against the unification idea of the Alliance and all of the aliens. And this is definitely not good. So in this case, it's the same reason, pretty much. But then what are you supposed to get in the news? Only positive stuff. But this gets kind of boring, really. Yeah. As long as you don't try to actively dismantle things because of some opinion piece, putting information out may actually be okay.
Commander.
But it's just very difficult to figure out what's what. So you don't know if it is actually just an opinion piece, just because you kind of find it very interesting.
Commander, I understand you faced Rachni on your mission.
You know about them?
In our cycle, we use them as weapons. Biological proxies. It was before I was born, but every Prothean had heard the stories. When we knew of them, the Rachni spent their lives singing thoughts to each other. But our scientists were more interested in their biology. The Rachni were well suited to harsh conditions. So we bred them for violence, selecting the most cunning and warlike of the queens. Then we unleashed them upon our enemies. For a time, it worked, until they became too cunning and warlike and turned on us. We put them down before they could develop any further. We thought they had been exterminated. Yet it seems our experiment evolved into this cycle's nemesis. There was no such thing as trusting the Rachni in our cycle. They were animals. But if they will fight the Reapers now, so be it. Rachni proved the universe favors the strong. Our cycle tried to exterminate them, then yours, and they still survived. I would prefer to be alone. I would prefer to be alone.
Interesting thought, though.
Gabby, is it true you helped repair Edie's mobile frame after that last mission?
She just needed an extra pair of hands. I am an engineer, remember?
Were oils and lubricants involved? Was there any moaning?
In your dreams, Kenneth.
My imagination was that good. Commander.
Nothing to report.
What a horn dog. Alright. Unbelievable. But yeah, Kenneth and... No, wait a minute. He's called Kenneth Donnelly, and the other one is... I always forget names. You gotta be kidding me. I thought one was... Daniels. Yeah. That was her name. What was her first name?
Power grid is in the green.
Commander? Commander?
Power grid is in the green.
Gabby. Okay, now we got the name. So let's get to Shuttle Bay and see what we can... Maybe we can get some nice... Where is he?
Sur'Kesh certainly offered me a new experience.
What do you mean?
Normally I'm not one to fly co-pilot, but when an 800-pound Krogan requests to take control of your shuttle, you comply.
Probably wise.
Everything okay, Shepard? Sir. Sir.
Right. So... yeah, wait a minute. And I also got new, I think, shoulders or something. And Aralahk. Melee damage. Alright. Armax is armors. Yes, kind of makes sense with the name. And what about this one? Melee, Aralahk again. And we got ammo Armax. And weapon damage Hankedar. Okay, this is weird. Armax should be... Like, Hankedar can be ammo capacity, but Armax should be weapon damage. Because... where's the thing? This one is Armax, and this one is weapon damage and headshot damage. I mean, a combination of all of the thing is like spread out a little bit, some ammo, some weapon damage, whatever. But it would be nice if the same name at least indicates the same stuff. So Casa Fabrication, for example, is shield related, let's say. And Ceres Council is all power related. So everything Ceres in the name should be like power or power recharge or whatever. Like, maybe not one value, but maybe just two that have something to do with one another. That would be okay. So, what about the helmet then? 7's over here. Like in 7, for example, is like health related, right? So, what else we got? The same breather. We got the sentry, and sentry should be like shield and regeneration. Now we got mnemonic visor, for some reason, very weird. But yeah, wait a minute. Do we have... was a chest, wasn't it? Oh, that's a decent amount of bonus. Oh yeah, show info. I need the numbers. So this one is 5% and 10%, making 15% bonus. That's actually quite interesting. Anything else here though? Surta doesn't have anything yet. Nos Astra, last time around at least, they got some interesting upgrades. Not anymore. Maybe I have to get to the Citadel a little later. Or maybe the other upgrades can only be found on shops of different vendors or something. Would be a little weird, just trying to figure that out. Maybe it's not. Spectre acquisitions. Oh, why does it have to be so expensive? Okay. SMG power magnifier. Oh. So this is where it is. Okay. So the power magnifiers are on here. So I have to check the Citadel and then I can get the Spectre stuff and deal even more damage. Alright. Now we know where the stuff is. Good to know. Good to know. And the quickest way to check each and every shop is checking each and every shop. Just not directly on the Citadel, but rather through here on the Normandy. So, what about the other weapons? The Claymore is one of the strongest shotguns. Damage, ammo capacity, and weight. This is one of the strongest thingies. I'm going to max this one out because this is ridiculous. There may be another one though. Who knows? So, it would be really nice to have a bit of, some kind of better comparison though. The Claymore. Extremely heavy. But let's see. Level 5 of the Claymore. What does it do? What does it do? What does it do? What does it do? The weight's still over here. The damage is still over there. I don't know what actually got better on this thing. Maybe it just spends money and actually has no real effect. I think that number is also the same. So, what do I need to do to make this work? Deal more damage? Nah, just a little bit. That's not what I wanted. Increases melee damage? Nope. Allow bullets to pierce. Increases spare shot capacity. That's a good one. Melee damage by 40%. Increases weapon weight by weight. Oh, so there are 2 melee upgrades. Can you have like 2... Nope. Okay, these are the same things. So you have to decide either deal more damage and get more weight. Or just deal more damage, but the more damage is a little bit less. Same with this one. But you don't seem to have anything weight related, something that would boost it. Too bad, too bad, too bad. Wait, this one. Let's get rid of this. So, let's go back. Need someone else that uses shotguns. Krogan's Taylor, actually. No, wait. This is one of the characters that I forgot to talk with. not Taylor. James.
I hear we're headed to Tuchanka. Would love to see how things turn out. I'm just saying. Wrex is a badass. I bet he's got some real interesting stories to tell. Mordin's something else. His mouth moves faster than a frog on a hot rock in the middle of summer.
Rachni? Of all the things that... It's like you got the opposite of a horseshoe up your ass.
Mm-hmm.
Grunt is crazier than you, and that's saying something. You're better looking, at least. Hey.
Alright, so we got that much done. Let's see. Yeah, I have to get to the CIC.
Commander, Admiral Anderson is available in the war room on VidCom.
I know, but I don't know what he wants. Maybe I have to postpone it. Let's see. What I can do is... Do I have anything in the Codex? Not there. But I do have other Codex thingies. Citadel and Galactic Governments. Yeah, why don't we just do this one? Citadel Council. The Citadel is an executive committee composed of representatives from the Asari Republics, the Turian hierarchy, and the Solarian Union. Though they have no official power over the independent governments of other species, the Council's decisions carry great weight throughout the galaxy. No single council race is strong enough to defy the other two, and all have a vested interest in compromise and cooperation. Each of the council species has general characteristics associated with the various aspects of governing this galaxy. The Asari, the typically seen as diplomats and mediators, the Solarians gather intelligence and information, and the Turians provide the bulk of the military and peacekeeping forces. Any species granted an embassy on the Citadel is considered an associate member, bound by the Accords of the Citadel Conventions. Associate members may bring issues to the attention of the Council, though they have no input on the decision. The Human Systems Alliance became an associate member of the Citadel in 2165 and a Council member 20 years later, roughly. So, Citadel Space. Citadel Space is an unofficial term referring to any region of space controlled by a species that acknowledges the authority of the Citadel Council. At first glance, it appears this territory encompasses most of the galaxy. In reality, however, less than 1% of the stars have been explored. Even Mass Effect FTL, faster than light travel, drive is slow relative to the volume of the galaxy. Empty space and systems without suitable drive discharge sites are barriers to exploration. Only the mass relays allow ships to jump hundreds of light years in an instant, the key to expanding across an otherwise impassable galaxy. Whenever a new relay is activated, the destination system is rapidly developed. From that hub, FTL drive is used to expand to nearby star clusters. The result is a number of densely developed clusters, thinly spread across the vast expanse of the space, connected by the mass relay network. So without that network, a civilization would not be able to grow as it would, which is really weird. Let's just position ourselves so that we can talk with Anderson in the next one, and then we are going to help out the people on Benning. That might actually be a good idea. Yeah, Benning is a good spot to be. Alrighty, and in here, we're gonna end the episode. Like and subscribe, of course, as usual. Ta-ta.